Hello Wolfpack, we're analysing the graph today, GRT USD. We've got the weekly chart, daily chart and CoinMarketCap to go over some stuff here today in terms of price predictions, in terms of short-term price action, and some major problems that I actually have with GRT that would prevent me from investing in this coin. And I know that, I do videos, guys. I just want to give it a quick disclaimer. I do videos based off what my community tells me to do videos on. I don't do videos on coins I always, like. So there are some negative kind of reviews that I give on coins, and I think GRT is going to lean towards that side. I think there is potential, but I think that there are some very, very major problems in terms of the tokenomics that are really making this coin not move as high as it really should be. And I gather a lot of, negative feedback and dislikes for things like that. But at the end of the day, guys, if you like graph, that's fine. That's your opinion. But just consider this as another alternative opinion and consider this as, a critical viewpoint on the coin you like. Not necessarily a personal attack on you, which I've got with my ICP video. I had some negative comments to say about ICP and the whole bloody community came out and started witch hunting me, which is funny because, it's just confirmation bias at the end of the day. But regardless of that, let's get into GRT. This was voted on by our Telegram group, so let's get straight into it. We've got the daily chart here on GRT. What we can see is this coin is pretty much brand new. In relation to, other assets in the cryptocurrency space, we've seen, it came out December last year, just before Christmas, and instantly kind of formed its major support and resistance zones. We've got a resistance zone here between 80 cents and $1, which is obviously $1 is a critical psychological support, so that makes sense for that to have formed. We've got a support zone here that it formed right away as well, between around 50 cents and around 25 cents. Now, I know that these areas are quite broad, but it's hard to be super precise with your support zones and resistance zones when the coin is this new. It just hasn't really had time to play out that much. But what we can do is we can look at the volume profile to kind of get an indication of where those support zones may be. So if we wanted to be a little bit more precise, what we could do is actually move this support zone here up to like 31, 32 cents, which kind of lines up with the volume profile. As you can see, there's massive spikes of volume in that region. As for resistance, there won't be a similar spike of volume yet because we haven't actually spent too much time in that region. We've just been rejecting straight off of it, but it is a strong resistance zone. We can see we've had multiple tops out around this region. We had a top out there. We had some bouncing around over here before we broke through. We had a top out over here, and we had basically a massive struggle to get above it. We've had a few kind of fake outs above it, but ultimately they were bull traps, and we kind of came back down. And now we can see that this bottom area of this resistance zone here at around 80 cents is acting as a short-term support zone as we kind of bounce around between these two cup formations I've just drawn over there. So yeah, we're kind of bouncing around, as I said, between about $1 and 80 cents. And what this represents, and we've been doing this extensively, we've been doing this for, about a month now, and what it represents is that a big move is going to be coming when the price consolidates in a region for a very long period of time. It represents that a squeeze in the price is on the way. Whether that's up or down is the question. I think it will be up. Now, if we bring up, now we've got the volume profile, we can see that. And I want to say one more thing about the volume profile. On the occasion that we do drop down, like here we had some tests of liquidity below this 80 cent support zone, which is currently support, but it's actually a resistance block. It was eaten up very quickly as to why it was a wick, and we ended up closing within 80 cents once again. Let's actually zoom up here so we can see that a little bit better. So you can see we had a few wicks below this 80 cent support block, which is actually a resistance block, but currently acting as support. And easily these wicks were eaten up by this massive amount of volume, as seen by the volume profile, in which we kind of jumped right back up. So on the occasion that we do drop down below this red resistance box, we do have a lot of support below. So I wouldn't be too worried, and that's why I'm kind of labeling this as a good buying area for GRT, because I think that any drop will be eaten up quite quickly, especially in the state of the market where I think Bitcoin's going to be recovering for a bullish end of year. If we take away the volume profile, we can look at things like the MAs. The thing with GRT is these are very, very new. They've only just formed due to the fact that the coin is not that old yet. For example, with the 200-day MA, you need 200 candles in order to form that. So when the 200 candles happen, you can see it formed here in July. We can see that this is just representing what I just said before, even better, where we're having this crunch of price, and eventually it's going to come to the point where we're going to have to make a decision. So that was a really bad drawing. I'll draw that again. So these are going to keep closing in on each other, and the price is going to keep bouncing between, but we're going to have to make make a decision, and it's going to be a very sharp one due to the consolidation we've had. And I think that move's going to be upwards, and I think the potential target for that move, if I draw it out here properly, will be above this resistance block and up to $1.28, which is our next price resistance. So $1.28 is where I have my eyes on for GRT in the short term. We can bring up the bull market support band, and we can see, again, supporting that theory of the fact that we have, a price kind of crunch here in which the price is consolidating into a smaller and smaller range. We're jumping up and down above that bull market support band. But $1.28 is where I have my eyes on in the short term. If we look at the long term, this is the weekly chart, and I can't really give a perfect long-term view on GRT due to the fact that it's just so new. I don't really like investing in new coins that much. There's not much price data to work with, but what we can see, and if we bring it up more again, we can see once again the volume profile kind of painting the picture that we have a massive amount of supports below us, so it is a good buying area in the sense that if we drop down, it's just going to get eaten up quite quickly. The 12 and 26 SMAs representing actually a pretty clear picture, kind of the same picture I was representing there with the 50 and 200-day SMAs. This is on the weekly chart. This price crunch, and eventually, if I just draw it out again, eventually these are going to come too close together, and the price is going to have to make a decision. As you can see, we just keep closing between these MAs in the last month and a bit. Eventually, it's going to have to come to a decision. That's going to be a move down or a move up, but I think it's going to be upwards towards $1.28, as I said. If we look at the Gaussian channel, and that's only recently formed as well, due to the fact that the price, the chart is very new, we're still... this is actually, this is an excellent trading opportunity. Actually, I have been using this quite frequently in the past few months. I actually did forget about this, but I have been using this, especially during that correction we saw in May, where we just keep seeming to bounce off of the center line of the Gaussian channel. So what you'd be doing in a situation like this, if we see it again, I'm not sure if we will, is you'd long, or you'd buy down when we touch the center. You'd wait for a spike up. In this case, we had a spike of around 100%. In this case, we had a spike of around 144%, and on this last one here, we're currently spiking 27%. So very, very easy trading opportunities here, and I think this is the thing that new investors have to look for. This is why you have to look for charts, because identify patterns like this that are very, very easy to swing trade. Yes, it technically is a guess of probability and some sort of a gamble, but the point is, if it's happened multiple times, it's more likely to happen again. Yes, it's not going to happen forever, but if something's happened 6 to 7 times in a row, especially when it's something like in charting where it's a MA support, this is not just a flip of the coin. This is a structured support zone that has held for support over months and months and months. It might happen again, and it's just happened again only last week. So keep an eye on the Gaussian channel for some swing trading opportunities. If we want to get into the price predictions now, I have a problem with the GRT chart, and I've said that before at the start of the video, but I will ignore this problem in the meantime. I'll make a price prediction not taking into account my problem. I'll come back to the chart once I've explained my problem, and I'll make a revised price prediction. Now, this is a price prediction assuming everything is okay, assuming nothing is wrong. We don't have much data to work with here on GRT, but what we can say is that Bitcoin reached its all-time high of 64K in April this year. At the same time, or around the same time, GRT reached an all-time high of around $3. Okay, so assuming Bitcoin 2x's to my price prediction of 120K to 150K, that's my price prediction, by the way, 120K to 150K by the end of this year to, early next year, Q1. I'm assuming GRT to outperform Bitcoin by about 50 to 100%, and therefore I've applied this formula to the all-time high on GRT, and I've made my price prediction of $9 to $10.50. So, well, technically $8.98 to $10.43, but basically $9 to $10.50. So that seems achievable, right? And, in terms of price, that should happen if GRT performs with the market. But here's my problem with GRT, and here's the thing that is really concerning me with GRT. If we look at the CoinMarketCap chart, everything looks fine, all right? But what we can see and what we can notice, and I did some research on this earlier today, is that this coin is very new, but we also have already 47% of the circulating supply, of the max supply, total supply in circulation. So that made me think, how quickly are these coins being released into the market? Right, so we can see the price chart here for GRT. We flip over to the market cap chart, and here's my problem. This is my problem with GRT right now. All right, so the price chart shows you what the price of GRT is. Okay, so basically it says we reached our all-time high of $3. We're down here at around 85 cents. The market cap chart shows you the amount of money wrapped up in the graph, right? So basically, if the tokenomics of this coin were the same as they were when it reached its all-time high, GRT should actually be at around, just a rough guess, $8 to $9 right now. But the fact is, it's at 80 cents, right? So you get this, maybe not $8 to $9, but at least $6, okay? But the fact is, it's at 80 cents, all right? So what's happening is more coins are being released into circulation. As that happens, the value of those coins go down, and it takes more buying for the price to go up. All right, and this doesn't seem to be slowing down, and this is my problem with GRT, and this is why this price prediction I've just made of $9 to $10.50 is probably not going to play out, because it's actually becoming harder and harder. It's taking more and more money for GRT to go up in price, and this is why I think GRT is a very risky coin, because if the buying pressure slows down, the price of the coins will go down naturally, even if there isn't selling, just due to the fact that there's more coins being minted into the market, put into circulation. So if we actually made a revised price prediction, what we can see here is GRT reached a market cap, and coins like this, I like to look at the market cap instead of the price when they're heavily minting coins. All right, so we can say that it reached a all-time high at 3.5 billion in market cap, which is around $3 in price, and it's reached an all-time here of around 5 billion in market cap. So what we can do is we can just very roughly, essentially we can half what these predictions are, and these can be our new price predictions. So if you take both of them down 50%, it's around $4.42, and we'll take this one down 50% as well to around, here we go, at around $5.17. So these will be my new price predictions for GRT, adjusted to what's happening with the tokenomics, what's happening with the market cap. Now this might seem, for people who don't understand market cap correctly, this might seem very conservative, but basically what I'm telling you is that it's taking more and more capital to move the price up as time goes on. So say for example, and this is assuming the cycle, ends in Q4 or Q1. Say the cycle goes later and later into next year. My price prediction is going to keep decreasing with GRT as the new coin supply, as the new, the circulating supply increases, because it's going to take more and more money to move the coin. This is my problem with coins like this, and Dent has a very similar problem. Okay, for example, if we look at Dent, and this is probably going to give you a better understanding of this. Sorry, not the Dent, of course. Sorry guys, Dent. So we can look at Dent, and this is a very similar problem in which we've had, and we go to the all chart, it seems like Dent has so much potential, and it's going to go so high to its all-time high. You look at the market cap, Dent's already reached its all-time high. In terms of capital invested in Dent. Dent's already, well surpassed its all-time high, but the price doesn't reflect it. And this is why people get deceived with coins like Dent and GRT, because they think that, look at the price, we've got so long to go, but in reality, you've already reached that point. You should be past that point. It's just the fact that, the tokenomics has been messed with, the amount of coins in circulation has been, messed with massively, and it's hard to see what the actual price prediction might be. So as I said, and this is my revised price prediction, let me bring this back to where it was. My revised price prediction, adjusted for the new circulating supply that might come into the market, $4.37 to $5.16. Now, this is still a solid 400% to 500% from current prices, but as I said, as time goes on, my price prediction will just be lowering. So it's not a set in stone price prediction. It can't be a set in stone price prediction. Anyone who's giving you a set in stone price prediction for coins like GRT, coins like Dent, is lying to you, and they're either lying to you or they don't understand how market cap works. So I hope you guys take that into consideration. I hope you guys don't see this as a particularly negative video towards GRT. I'm just telling you the facts. I just want you guys to be fully informed. If you disagree with me, feel free to let me know. But I think it is risky, and I think coins like this are risky because we are entering a period where we're kind of asking the question, are cycles lengthening, or are we just seeing a repeat of the 4-year cycle? If cycles are lengthening and we see alt season, into next year, GRT could have the same amount of investors as it has right now, but the price could go down another 20%. It's just very risky stuff to invest in coins like this, unless it's very short term. That's why I'm saying, when I brought up the fact that I've been trading the Gaussian channel, you can see this trade here. Say you enter a trade when it reaches the bottom of this Gaussian channel on July 19th. By the time you get out of a trade, it's August 16th. So you've only been in a trade for about a month. right? And in that time, this circulating supply predicament wouldn't have much time to have much effect on the price. So swing trading coins like GRT is a great idea in my opinion. Definitely great swing trading opportunities, but long-term investing in coins like GRT, which have massive amount of coins being brought into circulating supply, is a bad idea in my opinion. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you've learned something about GRT, particularly about that market cap issue, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.